Go back, go back.
These football drills are all about sudden movement.
Gotta be quicker. Come on, coach. Fast, fast, fast.
By getting them to react quickly, we're working on those explosive, fast twitch muscles, which in the end actually burns more calories and more fat than that boring old cardio.
That muscular development, you need to lift weights. If you do nothing but cardio, you're just going to become a skinnier, fat version of yourself. Yes, you will lose weight, but it's not an efficient way to lose weight because at some point you're going to get fit, right? And as you get fitter and fitter, you're going to burn less and less calories doing the same set activity. This is why endurance athletes, yeah, exactly. Because I come from an endurance background. I rode. So like I noticed that when we would first do a workout, it would be hard. And, I could barely do it. But as I got fitter and fitter, it was easier and easier. And that's what you want. You want to get fitter. But here's the problem. As you get fitter and fitter, the calorie expenditure comes down and down.
Yep.
And that's not what you want. You know what I mean? So that's why cardio is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. I always say, try to lift weights, put yourself in a slight calorie deficit. And then when you start hitting sticking points and plateaus towards the end of your diet,
there you go.
Then you can start using the cardio.
That being said, though, I know you're here because you want to talk about the calories out portion, what you can do to burn calories while you're in the gym. How can you get to that hypocaloric state? Well, that's where we need to start talking here because a lot of times what people wind up doing are things that are not nearly as efficient or effective for the time that they're spending in the gym. And we can fix that here with this perfect workout.
Okay, in today's video, we're going to make the argument that exercise tips to lose weight are 100% bullshit. Okay, I think we've all seen these fitness YouTubers, these fitness influencers around who they give you all these hot tips about how they have certain exercises that you need to do to lose weight. And that's 100% bullshit. And I'm gonna make that argument here right now with some examples. Let's take an example. Let's take a young lady and she does exercise regularly. She does some cardio, some Pilates, and a little bit of weightlifting, right? So she goes to her trainer. She says she's got to lose 20, 30 pounds. And the trainer says, oh, you need to do weightlifting because weightlifting is going to be much more conducive to losing weight. Okay, so she does that. She switches her regular fitness regimen, puts in a lot more weightlifting. Say maybe cuts back on the Pilates and does weightlifting. Okay, she loses the weight. In a few months, she loses the weight. So she gets on a weightlifting regimen and she loses the weight. She loses the poundage. Okay, we have two options that she can do now. She can either A, flip-flop back and forth and go back to her Pilates routine because she's lost the weight, and if she gains it again, it's back to weights and flip-flopping and kind of pushing around her fitness regimen, or she's going to have to stay on the heavily weight training regimen for the rest of her life, which means that the 20-pound weight loss that she needed for just 6 months is going to dictate how she exercises for the rest of her life. There's got to be one of the two things. Either the weight loss she needed temporarily dictates her exercise routine for life, or she's going to flip-flop back and forth on her exercise routine. Get into weights, get out of weights once she's lose the weight. And either one of those answers is just kind of ridiculous. Same thing can apply to someone who's been sedentary. They've been sedentary, they need to lose weight. The trainer got him on weightlifting because it's the hot tip for losing weight. They got him on weightlifting. So now, after they lose the weight, will they have to let the weight loss dictate how they exercise for life, or are they going to lift weights and now that the weight is lost, we can then go back to other exercises? So this is letting weight loss dictate your workouts when your workouts should be dictated on what you enjoy, what gives you function, what improves your function, strength, cardio, ability to run, swim, lift. Like I say, the fun you have, the health benefits. These are why you should work out, not being regimented by some stupid fucking weight loss. Because that's not the way to weight loss. The way to weight loss is 100% at the dinner table. 100%. 100% of your weight loss efforts should be done at dieting at the dinner table. And that's not saying you shouldn't work out. You still want to definitely work out, but we're going to work out to be fit and to have fun. We're going to do it the way we want to, and we're not going to let fitness regimens, clawing away at trying to skew weight loss and letting that dictate how we work out. And it's going to make it, that should make it less enjoyable, because I want to do what's enjoyable. I don't want to do is some kind of hot tip. And if you look at the Biggest Loser, the way that they lose weight by being morbidly obese, sedentary, and then suddenly, at a snap of a finger, they're eating very strictly and they're starting to work out quite a bit. They're doing a lot of exercise, from sedentary to exercise very quickly. Sudden strict diet regimen. And what they found out by studying is that this hurt their metabolism to go from a sedentary to all of a sudden this sudden abundance of exercise that hurt their metabolism long run. Now you compare that to people who took bariatric surgery. They actually, and I hate to admit it, they did better. They actually did better. And people who do bariatric surgery, a lot of them don't do much working out. It's just the eating only that was taken care of. The diet only. And they did better than the people who restricted their diet and worked out excessively. There was some indications of research that somehow bariatric surgery resets the metabolism, is where sudden exercise and strict dieting hurts your metabolism. Okay, I want to get into the argument that building muscle adds all this extra muscle, and this muscle is very expensive, metabolized, that the muscle is metabolically expensive, and so having this extra muscle is going to burn so many calories. That's going to help you. That's going to be great. So when you get all this muscle, it's going to be great because it's going to burn all these calories. It's going to really help you lose weight. Okay, let's go over a few numbers. I'd love to go over the numbers with you on this one, guys. Okay, quick search of Google. That the average adult male has 80 pounds of muscle. That's like the average, about average, 80 pounds of muscle in their body. Let's turn to our fitness YouTubers who are specialists in hypertrophy, and let's see how much muscle you can gain from lifting weights.
How much can you expect to gain in your first year? 8 to 12 pounds. That's if you have good genetics, as in above average genetics, as in excellent genetics. 8 to 12 pounds. 12 pounds would be like really good genetics. So if you put on 12 pounds of muscle in your first year, I don't care if you're 20 years old, you're 28 years old, you're 40 years old, doesn't matter. You train the first year, you train hard, you train right, and you should put on 8 to 12 pounds.
How much muscle can you realistically expect to gain in your first year of training? Well, that's going to vary depending on your genetics and depending on your age. But a general ballpark rule of thumb that you can follow is teenagers can realistically expect to gain 20 to 30 pounds of muscle in their first year of training. People in their 20s can gain upwards of 15 to 25 pounds of muscle. Those in their 30s can look to gain 10 to 20 pounds of muscle. People in their 40s can gain between 5 and 15 pounds of muscle. And those in their 50s and beyond somewhere between 5 to 10 pounds of muscle in your first year of training.
Gaining muscle is a very slow process. Anyone who tells you otherwise just wants your money. So, how much can you expect to gain through natural bodybuilding in a year? Well, it depends on a lot of factors. It depends on your age, how long you've been working out, how much you work out, what your nutrition is, and most of all, what your genetics are like. And you guessed it, I made another tool to help you out here. This one helps you calculate how much you can expect to gain per year of muscle and what your ultimate genetic potential is.
Okay, we got a lot of numbers about how much muscle you can gain in about a year from these figures, and I'd say roundabout we're looking at about 12 pounds a year that you can gain lifting weights. That seems like it's pretty good, right? You're going from 80 pounds of total body muscle to 92 pounds of total body muscle. Metabolically very expensive, so that's, you know, it's about 17% more muscle. And so that sounds good, doesn't it? 17% more of that muscle doing that metabolic burning that fat. Sounds good, huh? Well, now I'm going to bring you the bad news about that. First off, the way you get this 12 pounds of muscle is by a very strict regimented weightlifting hypertrophy regimen. You have to get into the gym 5 days a week, lifting, progressively overloading, lifting more and more weights. Right away, this one little fat burning trick has completely taken over your fitness routine just to get 12 pounds of muscle. All the hard work, can't do it in cardio, you're gonna have to do it all weight lifts to get that 17%. Okay, now we've done that hard work, we've let weight loss, now we've done that hard work, we've let that dictate our fitness regimen for an entire year, and we've got 17% more lean body weight to burn that metabolism. Now, what burns calories? Okay, if you're a 200-pound man and you go up a flight of stairs, you have lifted 200 pounds, 10 feet, and that took calories. Every movement you make, very caloric expensive. Your cardiovascular system, your heart beating, pumping blood 24/7, your lungs going 24/7, an oxygen, carbon dioxide exchange factory going 24/7, and that's burning a lot of calories. So that's the lion's share of your calorie burning is going to be your movement and your cardiovascular system and your other organs, which are your own little factories working 24/7, which require a lot of calories. And then I guess your muscles, even when static, are going to be calorically expensive. But any body tissue is going to have a certain amount of that expense. So if you gain 12 pounds from 200 pounds, you've only gained 5% body mass. About 12% muscle, 5% body mass. So your muscle metabolic is going to go up 17%, let's say, because you did 17% more muscle. But that 17% is only a fraction of what burns calories. Let's say the muscle metabolic rate is 20% of your calories burnt. So what you've gained is 17% of 20%, which equals about 3%. So what you did is you you hit the weights really, really hard for an entire year. You let that dictate how you work out. And you gained a 3% caloric burn advantage. Now, that's best case scenario, best genetics, you know, getting high protein, working out almost every day on weights, heavy weights. Let's say you got in there weights like it was recommended, but you only got in 2 or 3 days a week on the weight. So that's half. That cuts that in half of what you gained. That 12 pounds, women, it's half of that. So if you're a woman that only got into, so if you're a woman who only got into the weight room 2 or 3 days a week, because that's all the time you had, it's half of half, which is 3 pounds of muscle, which is an extremely small caloric advantage. So we can clearly see that's bullshit, that gaining all this muscle is going to give you this great caloric advantage. And here's another problem with building up muscle to burn calories as an advantage. Most people, they need to lose about 15 to 45 pounds. That's going to be 3 to 6 months on a moderate weight loss. So they're done in 3, 6, 9 months losing the weight they want to be done. This weightlifting advantage takes an entire year to get this like 3%. And by the time that's here, your weight loss is going to be over. The timing is completely off. So you can see you have to wait a year of hard work before even the most, really any kind of slight benefit's going to happen. Now that may be an advantage to you, you know, over the long run, that you have this little extra caloric burn. But after you've gained that 12 pounds of muscle, you have to continue lifting and lifting or you'll lose it. You're now a slave to that muscle. You can't go out and have fun like I do. You're strapped to the stuffy fucking weight room. Next, let's see if we can get some correlation equals causation. Okay, we have lots of different shapes and sizes of athletes. They all work out quite a bit. They all do extensive, very vigorous workouts, hours and hours a week. We have power lifters and sumo wrestlers and offensive linemen who are quite fat, even though they're athletes, right? Over here we got, and over here we got, you know, world-class gymnasts, and we have shredded fitness models and marathon runners. All these people that work out very vigorously, and they're different leannesses. Some that are very fat and some that are very, very lean. And 100% of that correlation is their diet. So doesn't that make it quite abundant that diet is the very, very effective way to lose weight? And that workouts, you know, if you let it dictate how you work out, you may tweak it a tiny bit by doing these hot tips that the fitness bimbos give you. Like I say, that's kind of my philosophy for fitness, and that's to do fitness in ways that will better your life, make your life enjoyable. That's having fun, getting good functional results from your workouts, and then getting good health from your workouts also. So if you're letting weight loss dictate your workouts, you are missing out on probably some fun things, when there's another much more effective way you could be attacking your weight loss if you have a weight loss problem. Now this is coming from a fat guy. That's right, you're getting, oddly enough, the best weight loss advice for a fat guy. But I'm happy with the weight I am. I'm happy with the weight I am. You know, I could lose a few pounds, and if I ever did want to lose weight, I could very easily do that with diet. In fact, I did it last year. I got up to that 250 and got down to 225. I did absolutely nothing to change my fitness regimen, and it was quite effective weight loss. So yes, if you are sedentary, you need to start working out, but you need to start working out for the other benefits that I talked about: the fun, the function, your health. When I work out, I do it for certain specific advantages. Fun, I want to do the fitness activities I enjoy. Function, I want to be stronger, more cardio fit, faster, more agile. And for the health benefits.
Said though, I know you're here because you want to talk about the calories out portion, what you can do to burn calories while you're in the gym. How can you get to that hypocaloric state? Well, that's where we need to start talking here, because a lot of times what people wind up doing are things that are not nearly as efficient or effective for the time that they're spending in the gym. And we can fix that here with this perfect workout. Only going to burn about 5 to 6 calories per minute. Not really going to get a lot of bang for your buck, even if you do this for a long period of time. Burpee is actually going to be able to burn 15 calories per minute on average. Everything's relative to the size of the person and the fitness level of the person doing it, but on average 15 calories per minute, making it one of the most effective exercises for burning calories. But how long are you going to sustain minute after minute after minute of burpees? This is an issue that a lot of you out there are dealing with, and I want to give you the exact step-by-step game plan to make sure you see the results from doing this. And we start with actually a leg workout that's going to fit into a perfect push-pull legs setup here, with the goal being to lose weight. 70%, 80% load of your 1 rep max. 10 repetitions for 10 sets. After every single set, you're going to rest 1 minute. This is a traditional German volume training approach. Now, as I said, up to 70 in this case, was using 80% max. The fact is, now we're all of a sudden jumping up significantly to about a 33.2 calories burned per minute at the level. Why is that? Look, even if you don't agree entirely with the accuracy of that number, which I have some questions, it certainly isn't down at 10 calories. And the more muscle you can build, the more calories you'll be going to be able to burn on an ongoing basis, because the tissue is going to be more metabolically demanding. Rest. So we do this, and then we move on to the second half of the workout. In the second half, we're going to pair up once again one of those resistance training exercises with more typical metabolic conditioning exercises. That's day 1.
De 45 años, 7 años.
7.
Pero con descansos.
Yo lo primero que entraba a donde me colocaba pedía el día de descanso ya. Y me dice, hago yo, ha entrado usted y ya está pidiendo el día de descanso.
¿Sí?